I've been on YouTube since 1983, and in that time I've done parodies of Kubrick, David Lynch, Fellini, Hitchcock, and Guy Madden. I've physically shown the world a representative portion of my DVD collection. I've referenced Spunkmeyer, Buster Keaton, and scattered throughout my videos no less than 63 individual mentions of Doctor Who, and yes, I did count them all. But still, the inquiries that I receive most frequently in my inbox are 1. What are your biggest influences? And 2. Oh hardy and gleaming movie god, could you not spare a moment of your unfading time to those of us living in the grey, woebegone shadows cast by your magnificence along the right path? So I decided to make a video combining all this information in one place for your future reference. It's my top 10 filmic influences presented in approximate chronological order of discovery. If you absorb all of these, I guarantee you can become just as unique as I am, though I can't guarantee you'll become unique in exactly the same way. Now, if you've seen my other videos, you'll know that when I was a child, I tried to make a Roger Rabbit sequel. Now, that never happened, but it did awaken in me a love of sequels. To me, the most difficult task a filmmaker can have is to expand on a beloved story where an audience's expectations are built in. That's why I love the anarchy of Gremlins 2 or Short Circuit 2, and that's why I chose my first pick for this list, Porky's Revenge. Now, this will come as a surprise to many, but if Tarantino's allowed to prefer the American remake of Breathless to Godard's version, I'm allowed to like the third Porky's better than the first two. It's a movie that re-injects most of the raucous fun and titillation of the first movie while displaying greater ambition and scope as a piece of filmmaking. I couldn't get enough of it when I was 12. Now, of course, as an adult, I can see that it's not high art or even competent storytelling, but it's one of those films that got me into filmmaking. When I was 15, I tried to make my own sequel. It never got beyond the casting stage. I was slapped by quite a number of girls that summer, but part of me will always draw from the Porky's franchise, whether I like it or not. Now, of course, my taste broadened as I was exposed to more eclectic, less adolescent stuff. By the time I was 16, I was watching a lot of foreign, independent cinema, stuff that's just a little outside the mainstream. And that brings us neatly to my second choice, Big Boobed Asian Cheerleaders 5, and yes, you spotted it, another sequel. By this stage in my development, I was getting more into the technical side of filmmaking rather than narrative storytelling, and while Big Boobed Asian Cheerleaders 5 contains a perfectly elegant plot with some fine performances, it's really the cinematography that stands out more than the story. This film revolutionized my idea of what could be done with lighting, the different nuances that can be brought out, creating an appropriate atmosphere for a piece. Big Boobed Asian Cheerleaders is very heavily front-lit, and I just thought, wow, how appropriate. Check that one out. The editing and costume design are amazing too. Another thing that I love is when a filmmaker can take a familiar trope and do something unexpected with it, and that's why I like my third choice, Backdoor Cuties 4. It's the usual girl meets boy story, but with a surprising twist in the tale. Well, they don't exactly twist, but I think it's from this film that I picked up my genre blending, this passion for playing with the usual rules. Now, by the time I got to college, I thought I had seen everything. I had voraciously consumed and assimilated all the great films, Star Wars, Godfather, Naughty Student Nurses 1 through 8, whatever it might be. But one of the advantages of college is that you get to see screenings of films that are not widely distributed, and that's when our professor arranged for us to see Paku, a really sensuous Scandinavian film about a group of blondes that go around chewing male swimmers' testicles. They're fish, they're blonde fish, and they're really savage. To be honest with you, I mostly just like this one for the sex. Our professor had a big stash of aquatic porn movies that really opened my eyes to a lot of interesting niche entertainment. You might have trouble tracking some of this stuff down, but trust me, if you have the opportunity, beneath those cold, intimidating Scandinavian waters lies a deep well of animalistic hotness. One-word summary, bitey. Moving on to my next choice, a more recent influence, I've gone for Michael Bay's Dark of the Moon. I'm sorry, that just kind of slipped out. I don't even think that's a real title. It's something I made up. I mean, it's probably something that exists on the internet if you were to... I'm just gonna rush through these next choices. There's a cornfield near my house. That's a big influence. I've been going there since I was a child to commune with nature. There's a Cistercian monastery in the south of France. I've never actually been there, but I've seen pictures. I follow the Dalai Lama on Twitter. I don't think he makes his own movies, but it's just, oh fuck it, I can't.